What's up, everybody? Welcome. Thank you guys for joining us live right here. We are Ambrosia and I are not live on location, but
No.
but we are hoping that we're going to be joined with some of our favorite creators from Scout who are live on location. But today we do have a couple of creators who are going to be, one of them is going to be there, one of them who is not able to be there, but we're going to be talking to Andrea Lorenzo Molinari and Joseph Smolke, and let's go ahead and bring them both into the chat. How's it going, guys? How's it going, Andrea? How are you?
I'm doing fine.
And Joe,
You were ready for this. You were made for this.
he is ready for this, man. How's it going? And there's a special occasion going on today, isn't there, Joe?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
The dark forces of the universe combine and celebrate my day of birth.
Well, we welcome you. We thank you for joining us, and happy birthday, sir. And
Happy birthday.
This is your everyday attire, correct?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I got Hero Quest for myself, and so I wanted to wear this while me and my daughters played it. So I thought yeah.
Awesome.
That is amazing.
But now that I'm looking at myself in it, I feel like this would be something more that Andrea would rock on at a like that.
Definitely. So welcome, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, and we wanted to talk to you guys a little bit. It's exciting because Scout has we got a brand new HQ going on, and Andrea, you weren't able to attend today, but you are going to attend tomorrow. Is that correct?
Right. Roberto, my writing partner, son, had to work today, so today we weren't able to make it, but we will be there all day tomorrow.
Great.
Fantastic. And Joe, unfortunately, the planes did not want to agree, and they gave you a day off and wanted to celebrate your birthday at home, didn't they?
Yeah, it was crazy. Me and my wife, we were supposed to head down for the event. So there is a direct flight that goes from Portland, Maine to Fort Myers, Florida, and it flies out 3 days a week.
Oh.
And when we got there, the flight was delayed by an hour, which wasn't a big deal. We were like, okay, it's an hour delay. But then after they delayed the second time, I started, I looked out at the tarmac, and like there's 10 dudes fighting over like some shit on the wing that was happening with the plane. And I was like, this plane isn't taking off tonight.
Oh,
and
man.
so I called it, and sure enough, we kept checking the feed as the night progressed, and it was like delayed another hour. And then finally at like 2 a.m. they canceled the flight.
Wow.
Fun.
Rough.
There was something on the wing, right?
Gremlins.
That's horrible, man. So that was my horrible attempt at a Shatner impression. Andrea, I want to talk to you a little bit. Can you tell everybody a little bit about your role over at Scout? Though for those of you who don't know, you can give us that information and tell us what you do, man, and your amazing works.
Well, I love my job, so I will start by saying that I get to work with creators from all over the world. I'm not exaggerating. I literally have creative teams from Australia, New Zealand, Brazil, Italy, Spain, Croatia, lots of different places. And that's really an amazing experience to meet creative people from all over and really see just how much we really have in common. So that's the beginning of it. And mostly my role comes into play after a contract has been given. And so a contract is given to a title, and then they give that title to me. And then I have 4 editors that I work with, and we, based on availability, we try to split up those titles and assign them to, so they have an editor that they would answer to and work with. So that's kind of the long and short. But once a title is assigned, we figure out how many issues are going to be involved, what's been done already, what is accomplished, make sure we get that script finalized where we feel, reasonably good about it. You're always going to be tweaking on the script. I'm sure Joe will tell you the same thing right till the very end, but you want to at least feel, reasonably secure, at least at the 90% or better mark of that. It's essentially what it's going to be. And once you get that, it's a matter of working with the art and getting that art along getting the colored and then lettered if it's going to be colored. And, as each issue is, we say in the can, making sure it gets to Nate Johnson, who's our production and design guy, and making sure that that's ready to go. So when our publishers call for the book to go to print, that it's actually ready. Theoretically, that's what's supposed to happen. So.
Fantastic. And not only are you you do all that amazing stuff, you also co-write some amazing stuff with your son, is that correct?
Yes, we my son and I, Roberto, we do The Shepherd together, and we're published, proud to say we're published with Black Caravan, and part of that powerful imprint. We got some amazing titles. I'll leave that for Joe to talk about, but I'm really proud to be part of Black Caravan. They've taken good care of us.
Awesome. And Joe, let's talk to you a little bit about Black Caravan. Tell those of the people out there, if they don't know what Black Caravan is, give them the synopsis, the log line, if you will.
Right. So Black Caravan is a horror and science fiction based line. That's what we cover. We've branched out into the bizarre as well. So we've got some like Tripodelic books in there. As well, but we're a boutique imprint where we don't have a ton of titles. We only pick up about 12 a year, so we're completely booked for the 2022 year at this point. We're already booking in 2023, but we have some really awesome stuff coming up. Rad Wraith comes out early in the month. Shepherds, which Andrea works on, will have new content coming out this year that hasn't been published before, because he actually published Shepherd originally through Caliber, and now he's moving over to us. Stake is moving over to us from Scout proper to Black Caravan. It's a vampire book. It belongs with us. Murder Hobo is also moving from Scout to Black Caravan. And then we have a really cool book coming up early in the year called The Pentagram of Horror, which Andrea and I were like scrambling yesterday, putting together the solicitation for that. It looks awesome. It's a gorgeous book. Another book that we'll be soliciting next month is Vanity. And for the first time ever, so I do a lot of variant covers and stuff for various companies. I rarely work on anything for Scout directly or Black Caravan directly. But this particular book I'm passionate about. It's about Elizabeth Bathory. It's going to be told in 9 issues with 3-issue arcs. And so I'm doing all the regular covers for that series. So Vanity starts in what month, Andrea?
Okay, so if we're doing it
April?
December, that's December, January, February, March, April. Should be April.
Yep. So it starts in April.
Made me think.
That's super cool. And you do another book that is a really passion project, Cherry Blackbird, right? You and I
Cherry Blackbird is coming to an end next month or this month. I think later this month is the final issue of Cherry Blackbird. And then there's another book in so it's going to be 7 novels altogether, but the second book is called The Infernal Pact. And I'm putting those out sometime next year. So 3 issues of that will be coming out next year. And then my series that I work on now, We Don't Kill Spiders, issue 4, will be coming out in March.
And that's another one that's really, really hot right now. Awesome. We absolutely love those things. I don't know if anybody out there has any questions for you guys. I can't see. Let's see. I don't know if we have any questions, but Ambrosia, do you have any questions for?
She's on mute.
I think you're on mute.
We had nothing to do with it. I had nothing to do with that, so
I didn't do that.
Wait, can you hear me now?
Go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Sorry, which is so sad because I was like talking throughout this thing. Whoops. Sorry. Okay, I've been dying to know, where does the Dr. Pepper come from? Because
right.
I've seen the petition. I've seen it all, and I'm like, okay, I need to know.
I'm wearing I'm a Pepper shirt right now.
Yeah.
And in the spirit of the day. So James Hake absolutely thinks this is the most disgusting beverage on earth.
What?
Yeah, he hates it. And so forced him to carry it at Scout headquarters by getting 100 people to sign the petition. He always kept trying to set the goalpost a little bit further out, but I won. So that's all it is. It's
That is
me,
amazing.
like sticking it to James Hake. He is a good friend of mine, but I also like to give him a hard time. He also, I drink a lot of Four Locos when I go down to Florida.
You are
buy it in-
hardcore.
You can't buy it in Maine because it's like it causes blindness in hillbillies or something. So when I go down there, he's always got that on ice for me as well.
That is amazing. Well, good to know. So, okay, definitely need to stock up on my Four Locos and my Dr. Pepper.
Oh yeah.
That's funny.
But definitely when you're at Scout headquarters, make sure you grab an ice cold can of Dr. Pepper while you're there and drink it right in front of James Hake. He loves that.
I was going to say, I saw that at the HQ, they have a coffee bar. So now we need to create a Dr. Pepper latte and have it on the menu full time.
I like where you're going with this.
I need to channel my former barista skills and make this happen.
If there was a flavor that was at all like the 23 amazing flavors that are in a Dr. Pepper that we could construct to put onto coffee, I would make sure that was like the Phantom Star Killer blend or something like that.
That would be great. We're going to make that for the 1-year anniversary.
There you go.
We have a year to do this.
There we go. We have a question here. What artists and writers have influenced Joe's work, any genre, not just comics?
The guy that, so every artist worth their salt always keeps reference materials close at hand, right? So right now I've got Oliver Coipel, Bernie Wrightson. I have a couple of more recent things like Batman White Knight, which is a Sean Murphy book. He's like a powerhouse guy. But Mike Zeck is really the artist that got me wanting to do a more serious looking comic. And I've always been a fan of Frank Miller and Mike Mignola. So a lot of them seem pretty like typical, like these are the guys that everybody loves. But the one artist that influenced me the most into doing like pretty adult stuff was Tim Vigil. He did this book called Faust back when I was a kid, and it was sort of like the porn comic that was out at the time. It's not a porn comic, but it was pretty graphic. And so, yeah, when I was doing Cherry Blackbird, I actually got him to do a pinup for it and everything like that. So
that's awesome.
That was kind of a dream thing for me. And he is one of the greatest illustrators on earth today.
Wow. Absolutely amazing. We have another question here for Andrea this time. Andrea, was there ever a book you edited that absolutely made you fall in love with it just by reading the script?
Okay, well, I would say that two jump to mind as I see that question. There is actually a couple of books that I've done with Massimo Rossi. Massimo has a number of books that have been published not only with Scout, but lots of other Behemoth, Caliber, that type of thing. But I've had a couple of his books. My favorite of his are actually published by Caliber, Morning Star, which is like BPRD. And I'd love to see that, by the way, with Black Caravan at some point. And then the other one that I think is excellent is a sci-fi book that he does called Dark Frontier. And I think that's probably the best book I've ever edited of his. So those are two books that jump to mind, both published by Caliber. The one that I would say that I'm editing right now that really speaks to me is called Captain Suave. And I think that book is headed for potential awards, from literary awards.
Wow.
I think it's a very powerful story. It's about a street person that thinks he's a superhero, and it's influenced by the Don Quixote.
Yeah, I was about to say, this sounds like Don Quixote, right?
Oh, yeah. And the artwork is fabulous. There are two styles that are used. The reality, which the story takes place in Cleveland, and it takes place in the winter time. So you can imagine Rust Belt in the winter. This is not Cleveland at its best. Trust me. So that's done in watercolors. And then when he's in his manic phase, Captain Suave's in his manic phase, imagining himself to be a superhero. The same artist does those scenes like a Golden Age style of art, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful book and a powerful book. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry. It'll make you angry. It brings out every human emotion, ticks them right off. And I just think it's got potential for serious awards.
Wow.
So that one, yeah, jumps. There's others as well, but those are the first ones that came to mind.
I love that.
Cool.
And when should we be seeing those out?
Well, Captain Suave, let's put it this way. It is going to be 2 5-issue story arcs. And we just put issue 2 of story arc number 1 in the can. So we still have at least 2 more issues before we would broach the topic of, do we want to put this on the schedule? Normally, like Charlie's in the chat here. Charlie Stickney is one of our publishers for Scout Proper. And this is a Scout Proper book we're talking about. He likes to have us have those books, well in hand before we pull the trigger and put them on the schedule. And,
the difference between Scout and Black Caravan is Black Caravan, we will put out something when there's just an issue done for the most part, because our crowd is used to staggered timelines and stuff with our content. So
cool.
We've got here. Someone says, name the single most influential comic story you guys have read for all panelists. I guess that's for all of us.
I have this. I use it all the time. Kraven's Last Hunt.
Yes.
I was a little kid, man. I was reading that, and first off, Black Suit Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But second,
accurate.
The whole storyline there, where you're dealing with a lot of heavy stuff that, like, for a little kid, you're like, whoa, this is great. I didn't know comic books could be this cool. You've got suicide, cannibalism. I think Kraven, if I'm remembering correctly, Kraven makes a pass at Peter before he kills him. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's deep stuff, man.
it is a dark. It was dark for a Marvel comic.
He buries
like
Spider-Man alive, takes over his mantle, starts beating people to death in the streets as Spider-Man. It's just, it's an amazing storyline. 6 issues, happened over 3 months, followed up by one of my other favorite storylines, which is, the one where Bill Sienkiewicz was doing all the covers for it. And it's like, I Am Spider, and the Mad Dog Ward. That was the name of the series. No one ever talks about it. It's really weird. Peter Parker gets locked up in he gets locked up, I think, in Bellevue mental institution, and he's not in his costume at all, but it's him questioning his own sanity for 3 issues. It's crazy.
Wow. Andrea, how about you?
Well, the first one that came to mind to answer that question would be The Dark Knight Returns for me, because the reason, there were others certainly, but that one brought me back to comics, because I had given up on comics and went off to college my freshman year. The guy right next to me, we ended up being friends, later fraternity brothers. He said, do you like comics? I said, well, I did when I was a kid. He said, do you like Batman? I'm like, oh yeah, who doesn't, So he said, read this. And he gave me The Dark Knight Returns, and I was back. I was like, holy shit. I had never seen that Batman before, because I had grown up with the 1960s, Adam West and Burt Ward, and the Neil Adams Batman who's consulting.
It's crazy because they aged him real time, that's how old he was supposed to be during, and Reagan's like president and everything in the comic book. It broke a lot of like comic norms, I think, at the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And made a gritty, dark Batman the way that he was actually intended to be written back in like Detective 27, where he was snapping necks.
Yeah. Well, he was a vigilante. He was a vigilante, which he would not. That's what I was saying, is that if you look at that same in the 1970s, you have Neil Adams doing a Batman that's consulting with Commissioner Gordon openly. There's police officers standing right there, and he's there in costume and consulting with him, like the consulting detective, and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't. I don't see that as a vigilante, And
I think me and Andrea will probably both agree on this, though. Mouse, an amazing book, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That was a game changer for me in college when I saw that one. But yeah, the first thing that pops in my head is Kraven's Last Hunt.
And I feel like that is such an underrated I don't
Mhm.
hear a ton of people
You don't
talk
hear-
about it. No.
No,
No.
not a lot of people
But
talk about it.
even with Mad Dog Ward as well. I think that they're just one of those things that just get buried and pushed under the rug.
But Andrea's, Dark Knight Returns, who doesn't love that book? Like, I've never met anybody that goes, that book's complete shit. No, that book is like perfect. That's one of the most perfect comic books ever made.
Interesting.
For me, I think I don't know if it would be a story that was influential. I think it was more because this is more like a one of the first books that I picked up, and it's not the craziest thing. It's actually the 90s X-Men run, the Jim Lee run, with the connecting covers and all that stuff. And they have those
X-Men
Mexico
1,
covers as well, the brand.
Magneto like has a base on the moon.
Yeah,
I mean, who didn't read those?
I have it right. I don't know if you guys here. I'll pull it down. I have the whole entire run.
Wow.
Oh wow, you connected them.
Whoa, Joey, you've never even showed me that. That's so cool.
So I've got them
I
all
love that.
here. I've got them all here, and that's it's only influential to me because it was the first comic book that I had ever bought with my own money that I it was my money that I earned. You know what I mean? That was my first comic book, and I think that's where like my comic book passion and interest jumped off and went absolutely crazy. That's when it was. But I think the most influential one that I love the most and I love to read, and I've probably got it somewhere around here, I just got to dig, is the Mud Pact. And that just because Brave Fogel,
Batman,
the covers,
Mudpack, where the clay
Yeah.
faces together.
yeah, that's probably one of my favorite
That's a
stories
great
there.
one. That's a great one.
That I'll dig, and they're probably not worth anything, but I'll dig forever. And if I find Mud Pack, I'm always gonna buy it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Andrea, do you or Ambrosia, do you guys have a book that when you go to a show and you see it, you just pick it up? Because for me, it's Ghost Rider 13.
Ooh. I have never bought one same
Multiple.
issue. Yeah. Because I'm a broke teacher. But if I see anything Amazing Spider-Man, so that the Death of Gwen Stacy, that whole story arc is one of my personal favorites, and that mainly because that was the first comic book that I ever read that got me hooked into comics, and so I have a special place for the Amazing Spider-Man. So my goal is to slowly build up my Amazing Spider-Man collection.
Yeah, you're trying to build out the collection. Yeah.
Yep. And so any Amazing Spider-Man, you have to pick and choose. But the time like that I get the best deals on Amazing Spider-Man issues are at Star Wars conventions. I don't know how it's been my luck, but anytime I've been to a Star Wars convention, I've always found like a really key issue for an amazing price.
Don't give away your secrets because now all the people listening are going to run to Star Wars.
Don't
conventions
get-
all the deals.
Don't go to Star Wars conventions for Spider-Man books.
Right? Yeah.
What about you,
we
Andrea?
got-
You got one that you like? Because he does a lot of conventions. I know you're there.
Yeah. I tend to once I have it, I don't buy it again, but I'm always on the lookout for, I love Hellboy. I love Mignola stuff. So if I were going to buy additional copies, it would be, like his Gotham by Gaslight and,
Yeah.
anything that Mignola does, I would buy like multiple copies of that, especially if you get a chance to have like individual issues, because from my shelves and stuff like that, I like to get, the hardcover stuff. Barrow and I are big fans of everything that Mignola does. And although my favorite of his characters, just toss this out, see what you think, is Baltimore is my favorite of his. I don't know how you read that. It's like an alternate World War I timeline dealing with vampire hunting. And I just think it's the coolest. Yeah. Oh yeah. We have that whole set. I mean,
Look at that.
yeah.
Gorgeous. I love this set.
Now my next goal is
with
to
the whole
hardcover
Hellboy storylines too, and we've kind of tried to do something similar at Black Caravan, where Scout has a tendency to do seasons, so it's like season 1, 2, 3, 4. Black Caravan, it's more like we have a new title, a new subtitle for the second season. So with Electric Black, we've got Electric Black
Presents and stuff like that.
And now it's going to be called Electric Black Children of Cain. So that's going to be the third series. But
awesome.
and same thing with Shepherd. You want to go through the?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're doing is kind of those title series. I mean, they do fall in sequentially. Obviously, we had Apocatastasis, which is the lead series, the origin story for the Shepherd, and then we just did Path of Souls. That's finally out. Originally, as Joe had said, that would have been published by Caliber, but it had been published in 2 volumes. And I really, in retrospect, I realized that was a huge mistake because it was, I'm really writing these with Berto as a novel, something that you would sit down with and try to read through as one setting, or at least just a couple settings. So I'm thinking along those lines. And, one of the things that Black Caravan did for us is allow us to publish those 2 volumes together. So now we have Path of Souls as one story, which is the way it should be. So, and then, we've got the next one, as Joe said, is coming out February of next year. It's called The Valentine. And this will be exciting because this will be the first time, Joe and I were talking about this week, that the first time that the Shepherd will be published as individual issues. The Valentine's is a 3-issue story arc.
That's cool.
No longer is it on the non-stop line. It's all you'll go issue 1 through whatever, and then we'll put out a graphic novel for the Shepherd going forward.
That's gonna be cool.
I'm excited about it. I really am. So.
That's gonna be cool. We got a comment here, but I think Joe should probably answer this, right?
If you could be any
soda, which would it be?
What would you be? That
obvious,
is Matt
right?
Merritt. And for you guys that don't know Matt, he is a good friend of the Baltimore Comic Con.
Nice.
Awesome.
Oh, awesome.
Matt, you know what soda I would be, so I'm not going to even answer it.
It's written on your shirt,
flavors,
right?
So, question: How many signatures are we gonna have to get you a Dr. Pepper tattoo?
So I used to be a tattoo artist in New Orleans, so I have some shitty ink all over.
Same.
If I could take it back, I would.
Yeah.
I have no problem with people having tattoos at all. It's just not my thing.
No, most definitely. No, I get it. I know
Ambrosia. She's tatted down from head to toe, man.
Yeah, you're sleeved up and stuff, aren't you?
She is.
Yeah.
Yeah. They told me I had to have. I was their flash artist. That's how I started. Then they trained me on machines. I worked for bikers, so it was a weird experience, time in my life. I was 21, working in the French Quarter, right outside the French Quarter. And then they had me running a shop in the 9th Ward of New Orleans. And it was just, for me, the experience, everything that I probably have in ink right now came from that time. And it was very fast. And I don't know, wasn't really thought out well.
I get it. So I didn't realize that Piper, if I say it wrong, I'm so sorry. Is it Piper Rudick or Piper Rudich? But she's over at headquarters right now.
She was a professional tattoo artist. She almost exclusively works on nothing but covers now, because I was speaking to her about that. She did a variant cover for every issue of Cherry Blackbird.
Yep.
She did 2 versions of it. Piper has been, me and her have been working together for a couple of years now. She's awesome. And there's nobody like Piper out there. So
yeah, I had no idea that she was a tattoo artist until I was looking at some of her work, and I was like, dang. So now we also need to add up, right next door, a tattoo shop that just has these amazing creators just guest in there as well.
I think what we need to do is we need to get a petition going, or so that we can get James down for a tattoo, and Piper's gonna get it down on it. You are Piper.
Yes, I'm down.
Well, Chris Hamer also does tattoos. Byron from Scoot.
Oh,
that's right. Chris
does
Hamer.
tattoos. Yeah.
Guys, I have so many petitions going on. When we hit our first 10K.
The newest one that I want is that it has Brendan, Dean, Yang. What's Yang's name? He was he was a candidate for the Democratic Party. I forget.
Oh yeah.
Oh, was it Andrew?
It's Brendan.
Yang.
Andrew
Yang, and then Don and they're all like doing thumbs up at New York Comic Con, and I want them to put that as the wallpaper inside the Scout HQ bathroom. That's going to be my new petition.
There you go. There you go.
I think that would be pretty cool. It's like they're cheering you on, like you can do this.
You got this. You got
It's
this.
got to be right behind the toilet,
Are you
though.
bound up? Come on,
Taco
in here.
Bell, no worries. We got
We've
you.
got your back.
Did you have too much Dr. Pepper?
Andrew,
No
yes.
worries.
That's
We
his
got
name.
you.
And that's a whole lot of eyes following you.
Might be a
I
little
want
bit.
people to feel uncomfortable and uneasy while taking a dump at Scout.
Have you guys
You
seen...
give them Dr. Pepper, and then you scare them with the bathroom.
All right, Andrea, since you are going to be the one who will be at Scout the first out of all of us, you have a mission. So I don't
Okay.
know if you guys have seen on TikTok and like on social media like this past year where people were sneaking in like family photos in what is that restaurant that's like old timesy, that's super like southerny country? No, not
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. Yes. That they were sneaking in family pictures at Cracker Barrel and like putting them on the wall, seeing if anyone would notice. Okay, you are going to be getting pictures of Andrew Lang and like, Don Hadfield all doing the thumbs up and just like sneaking it into the bathroom, just seeing how long it would take for people to notice. Just putting them, like, get some stickers, just put them around the
First
store.
off, like James would have to watch this podcast to know that we're doing this. So Andrea, I challenge you to do this. This will show the president of Scout not to fuck with us.
Oh.
Exactly. If we can reach him there at the headquarters, we can get him anywhere.
By the way, I love James Hake. He's an incredibly busy guy. I just like to boast.
Yes,
No.
we all do. We all love him, partly because he probably signs a lot of our checks. No, I'm just kidding. This guy, no, we love Scout. That you guys are amazing, and this is one of the reasons why we do all this stuff.
No, I
I'm a
was
super
super
fan.
bummed this weekend because I was supposed to meet up with Peter. Peter's at HQ
Yeah.
right now. The
He was in
creator
the
of
chat
Famous
a second
Star
ago.
and Count Draco.
Yeah.
We got David Byrne, the creator of Stake, and one of the publishers, besides Charlie, at Scout proper. I really wanted to hang out with them. I wanted to see Andrea. I wanted to see a bunch of people, and of course James, and all the workers down there who do like an
All
awesome
the
job
behind the
packing,
All the
stuff.
girls in
shipping,
HQ.
and promoting our stuff. So I hope the headquarters has an awesome turnout this weekend.
Me too. Me too. I think that was a dream. For one, it's amazing to be able to talk with you guys because it's been super amazing to read your work and to see your work, and then being able to like have these conversations is just mind-blowing. Especially, I was telling Joey that when I first picked up Black Cherry
Cherry Blackbird.
yes, thank you, at my local comic book
All
store,
right.
and they had it in like the little bag, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is my mom gonna think
And
right
you
now?
wondered why until you got to the first scene. You're
I
like,
was-
oh,
Infernal
I'm already
Pact-
getting so much trouble, and so it's so cool having like I've just been a huge fan of your work, and so it's just this whole thing has been really cool.
Next year, Infernal Pact will likewise come polybagged because these are part of the same universe. There's like man-eating vagina and all sorts of stuff in that book. So, but this time we're going to give a payoff. Each one of the books will come with a collector card,
Oh, cool.
a la X-Force #1, but there's going to be a 1 in 10 chance that you get a specialty card inside your Infernal Pact comics.
I'm a little frightened as to what will be on that special
I know.
card. I'll tell you, when I read Cherry Blackbird, I've told Joe this already. So I read that and I got to that first scene and I was like, well, where do we go from here? Because I'm reading it, I'm describing it to my wife. She's like, oh my God, it's actually in there. She looked over my shoulder. She's like, it is. Oh my God. Like,
Yeah,
well,
all the
where
way
is it going to
right
go
there at
from
the
here? I
beginning,
mean,
Joe.
seriously, how is it going to possibly offend from here?
You know what?
You just
I-
ripped the Band-Aid off.
I will say
I'm gonna have to
this,
move that out of
as
the
many
reach
people
of my
clutching
shoulder.
their pearls about that book. Go out and read Red Room. It's way worse.
I've heard about Red Room, and it's so funny because I have like so I'm a teacher and I have like books of comics in my classroom, and so I have like Stanley the Snowman and like all the scoops, and so I'm like, okay, this one is a no, put that in my do not send to school pile.
She's got all of the murder hobos lined up for her kids at school.
Yes.
No,
We're
gets
gonna
worse.
do some life
that
lessons
book is
in
getting
there.
a lot worse next year, by the way.
Is it like worse
Oh, yeah.
in the best way possible?
Well,
Like, if
Ryan
you guys
Brown
thought it
took
was-
over the artistic duties of it, and he is filthy. So there you go.
Is that gonna be a poly bag too?
We'll see how long we can go without them saying anything.
it's
I want
pushing
you
you
to know,
down.
Joe, when I sell that murder hobo on my table, I have the floppy edition? You know, it's the double. What's it called again? Nothing. It's
Well, they
the
got
double
the
edition.
big floppy edition and the monster compendium.
I
And the
think it's
compendium
the
is
big
like
floppy.
it's
the
got
big
Richard
floppy
the Dick
edition,
Monster
yeah.
all over it.
Issues 1 and 2. So it has like the 18 plus sticker on it, you know. And when I pitch it, I'm like, okay, if you're easily offended, this may not be the title for you. And let me explain to you why, you know. And when I was at the last convention, it was so hilarious. I wish you could have been there for this, because there's this lady. Her picture is actually in my feed on the Shepherd Facebook page, so you can actually find her. And I ticked off all the reasons why it offended. She goes, "Oh, that's exactly the book I'm looking for." And she's made a point of, we got a picture of her with it. She says, "Make sure to send that to Joe." And I said, "I will tag him, I promise."
Was this the person who I was like, did you get her? Did you get the rights from these people to take this picture, or was that?
Oh yeah.
No, I know you were like, no, I always make sure it's cool to take.
Oh,
your photo,
absolutely,
because
yeah.
there was like a photo of somebody holding one of my books, and they looked like, I don't know, they just look like deer in the headlights. I was like, they don't know that they're holding. I don't know, but
no, that's usually how everybody holds those books. Joe.
No, this lady, she was like all about it. She was like, "Oh God, give me that book." She said, "I'll take it." So yeah. No,
my wife likes
other
to
one
say that
goes-
title sells itself. You don't really need to pitch it too much. Like
Right,
those
right.
that are in the know, like especially in the role playing world and stuff, know what a murder hobo is. So they know what they're getting into.
Yeah, and it's for all those filthy minded guys.
I mean, females are just as bad as well.
I will, and
I wouldn't say
and
bad as
Ambrosia.
well.
I used to actually the top selling people that I used to sell to were mostly women.
Yeah.
For Infernal Pact and Cherry Blackbird, my two filthiest books. With Murder Hobo, it's a serious 50-50 who picked it up.
I mean,
That's
you
super
saw
interesting.
the craze of 50 Shades of Grey, so you know it's there.
It's a different world now, I guess, right?
It is. It's all about like
Different world.
women are like standing strong, and they're like, "This is what I like."
I mean, I'm sitting with a guy who's dressed like Andrea, right? I mean,
There you
no.
go.
Anyway, all right, thank you guys. We appreciate you for hanging out with us. I don't have anything else. If anybody else has got anything else to talk about, Joe, what else? Do you have anything brand new coming up here that anybody should know
so
about?
everybody can look forward to a couple of things coming up. All the Scout boxes in the month of November are going to have a very special Black Caravan holiday special located inside of them. So if you are not subscribing to the Scout box, you'll want to jump on that, because it's one of the only ways to get it, unless you buy a certain volume 2 that will be coming up soon. And then we've signed a pretty awesome collection of books coming up in 2022. God's Brutality is coming to an end. Cherry Blackbird's coming to an end. We Don't Kill Spiders, The Shepherd, and Perhapanauts, and Electric Black are all continuing next year, as well as our new books, Stake and Murder Hobo, which are moving from Scout to Black Caravan. And then we have a collection of newer things, like we have an Ashcan that just came out for Playthings, which is the same team that made Black Friday. So many good books coming out next year, and we hope everybody continues to check out all the horror, sci-fi, and bizarre that we put out.
Fantastic. Andrea, what do you have got going on?
Oh, well, we've got a number of titles. You know, I mean, certainly Joe mentioned Vanity. I'm really excited about that book. the author, his name is Yuri Kurnev. He's Hungarian, and so he actually has connection, ethnic connection with Elizabeth Bathory's story. And I think it's a masterpiece. I can't wait to see how people respond to it. And you put Joe's covers with that book. I mean,
can we talk about the interior art on that book for a second?
Sure.
Because it looks like it comes right out of like some sort of biblical Dark Ages Bible or something like that.
Like the woodcuts is what it reminds me.
Fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it is. It is an intense story, and it really. I'm really curious to see how people respond to it. I would describe it as kind of gothic-y horror. I mean, a lot, like Dracula and Frankenstein, that type of thing. Like it could almost be, from that period.
And those are some of my favorites, so I'm super excited.
Well, like I said, I think Joe's covers are going to be amazing on it. Absolutely amazing. Because I think he really gets the book. I mean, every time we talk about it, I know he gets it. So I'm really excited. We have a book I'm thinking about, we're going to be doing the second volume of Broken Souls Ballad. That's another Black Caravan book. It's Massimo
That
Ross.
book has been like a sleeper for us for the most part, but we believe in it.
Which I hope so. Because that's like been one of my favorites. The colors in there, I am sold. Like I have loved that book.
Massimo is a great writer. The artist, she is amazing. But the storyline is just fantastic. It's basically a horrific version, in my opinion, of the New Mutants, where they're all given their powers through like basically a satanic ritual, So volume 2 is coming out for that next year, and it's called Hell is for Kids.
Cool.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I love these. We might. I'm trying to stall for time a little bit because we might be having some more creators jump in with us. But yes, I love that. This is amazing stuff.
You'll want to talk to Peter Gorel, my partner on Phantom Star Killer and Count Draco, about the upcoming Kickstarter we have coming up November 26th, where basically both Scout and Black Caravan characters are all going to be made into retro line 375 figures. We're starting with Julius Black and Phantom Star Killer, with a Kickstarter exclusive glow-in-the-dark colorway for each of those. But the unlockable figure for Wave 1 is going to be Lillian from White Ash. So if you're a fan of White Ash, the comic book, you're going to want to check out our Kickstarter, because in order to get that character, you have to get to a certain benchmark, which Peter can explain in greater detail. You should be interviewing him today, because I don't want to screw up what he has planned.
It says before we get onto that real quick, somebody said that the Hell is for Kids comes with a Wu-Tang is for Children variant. Is that correct?
Yes, 100%.
That's correct.
And
I need that.
You can lick the collector card that comes with it. Guaranteed. It's like a button, whereas the button 1 in 10 is LSD activated.
Oh.
What? I'm definitely taking that to school one day. Just kidding.
Just pass it around the classroom. Each one of you
Guys,
lick this, and then we're going to figure out who's tripping balls.
We're going to have the best reading experience you've ever had.
Oh my gosh.
Joey, if it's okay with you, I'd love to actually talk about another book. This one's coming out from Scout. Actually, he's in the chat. Sam Moore, who lives in New Zealand, he does a book called The Traveler's Guide to Flogoria, and this is the baddest ass book. I swear to God, if you let me share my screen, I'll show you what the art looks like. It's really amazing. He's working on issue 3 right now, and in fact, he should be working on issue 3 instead of in the chat, Sam.
Yes, Sam.
Kidding. All right, so I'm sharing it here. So check this art out. What's so amazing is this story is about this young man who's kind of introverted. He's lots of anxieties, really struggles in social situations, and he is accidentally transported to this other world. And the world's very different in many ways than ours. This is the main character, Harry Blandford. and he's transported to this Flogoria. He says he's doing it. Sam says he's working right now. Well, you damn well should be. Who said you could get out of your gulag? Be a good artist and stay at work. So, but his artwork is just amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm not just saying this because he's in the chat. He does all of this.
If he's available to jump in with us, we would definitely send him the link if you'd like to.
You,
friend me, probably.
Yeah, we're gonna need you a friend, and then there's Marco. Look at that. How about that?
You can send
Marco Fontanilli. He's the guy who's doing the Pentagram of Horror that Joe had mentioned that's coming out next year.
Okay.
But as you can see, just wanted you to see what's amazing about this Traveler story is how Sam has literally created this entire world with all kinds of creatures and customs and food and just, all kinds of stuff. And he does all of this himself. Now, what you're seeing, this art is early on. This is issue 1. This is where we're still in our world. This is before he gets transported. I'm going to jump ahead here, but this guy right here, this old fisherman, is actually, he had the exact reverse happen to him where he's drawn into our world through this portal. So he actually comes from Flogoria and was taken to our world. But I mean, you could just see the artwork is so amazing and so consistent throughout. And Sam does all of this. Just the writing, awesome. The lettering, I mean, colors. It's annoying, actually, how talented he is.
Well, we are super grateful that he's over working on this on Scouts and for this to come out because I'm extremely excited for this.
People are going to love it. I promise you.
That's
it's just,
cool.
It's so absolutely creative. People are absolutely going to just love that book. I mean, I'm editing it and I cannot wait to get my hands on issue 3 because it's just, first of all, when Sam gives it to you, it's so close to being perfect. And it's simply a matter of tweaking from there. So I'm, a lot of my role as editor is I get to enjoy the read. So that's pretty amazing.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Yes. Sam Moore, very talented, great guy from New Zealand. Outstanding. Just like I said, one of the gifts that I have as being editor is having the opportunity to meet people from all over the planet, just such talent, and then as I mentioned, Marco in the chat, Marco was stupid talented as well. I mean, he I don't know if you remember, I told you he's got a title coming out next year called King Jira. Did I talk to you about that?
Oh, is that? I think Joey and I were talking about that.
I'm so excited about that.
We were talking about that
so
because
let me share my screen again, and I will show it to you for those of you who have not seen it, because you're going to definitely want to see this here.
So I was telling Joey that I have a student that is extremely, I just got him into comics and he was like, is there a Godzilla comic? Like I love Godzilla. And then Joey was like, let me tell you about this new comic that's coming out. So I'm going to twist it and be like, listen, I talked to Andrea. I have the in. They created this comic just for you, friend.
This is Marco's handiwork. I shouldn't give you, this is insider baseball. Back when I was with the submissions committee, I no longer am on the submissions committee because of the workload, but this, I can tell you that everybody on the submissions committee was, oh, hell yeah. We're all responding. Oh yeah, we want this one. Definitely want this. When we first got it though, it was not in color. And I just want you to see this. He actually has covers done by artists who actually do the real Godzilla series. So this is one of those covers.
That is amazing.
But it, like I said, it didn't have color when it first came to us. You can see it had this kind of sepia tones and stuff. But we started talking about it, and I suggested to him, why don't we use color to symbolize sound? Because this comic is going to be a wordless comic. I don't want to tell you too much about it.
That's beautiful.
So I'm only going to show you a little bit here without getting too much. But you can see the colors are amazing, and you get a chance to see some of Marco's incredible art. He's such a talent.
No, that's fabulous.
Awesome. It looks like we have a couple of people here from HQ wanting to show us around. So if we could pull them in. How's it going?
Hi. Hi.
All
How's
right.
it going?
We are in the show. But
Oh no.
I think
I
your
think
guys are cutting out just a little bit.
Oh. Hi.
Almost live from Scout HQ.
We're getting there, guys. We're a step closer.
Drew's here.
Hey, Drew.
How's it going? Oh no.
They disappeared.
He's trying to run away. He doesn't want to be part of this. So it's kind of loud right now, so we're not sure everybody can kind of hear a walk back together. You can see it. So,
You're just gonna have to do it the hard way.
okay.
Life's hard. Go. Life's hard. Go.
Like all right. So sorry, we're gonna do a we're gonna try and do a walkthrough. Sam's gonna help you.
I'm never gonna drink it. You have to worry about me.
All right. So here is our front. We've got all sorts of things going on up here. You wanna walk
Dr.
us
Pepper.
over?
Oh, we got Dr.
Yay.
Pepper.
Joe,
Look at that, Joe.
Awesome.
Happy birthday.
who says that one man can't change the world, Joe? You just did.
So we got all our graded stuff set up here. We got our gourd set up. All going on.
Nice. Nice. Very nice.
Our title box for how terrible the selfie style
gorgeous.
thing going on is. We got the New York Comic Con, the Dr. Pepper team, you say?
I did.
So
Hey,
you gotta
James.
take it in
Live stream.
live stream.
There he is.
Yay. That's
Actually, guys, hey, you can get cans of Dr. Pepper for $24.99.
You have to drink a Dr. Pepper.
At least 100 signatures.
it's for Joe's birthday.
So,
It's Joe's birthday.
You gotta pop it, man. You gotta do it.
drink it.
Well, it's either that or eat the
You
Dr.
gotta do it for the fans live.
It's gonna be an I'm drinking.
You know you want to do it because once you pop, can't stop.
We got Joe and he's telling you to do it. He's
I'll take
on.
one sip and then
He
go.
said he had one birthday wish. He had one
Here, I'll
birthday wish,
He
and
only
that
had
was
one birthday wish.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Just plug your nose and do it.
I said I would supply it.
Oh,
I do have a deal with Brendan though. If the mall like becomes a TV show, I would drink one.
A 2-liter.
Yeah. No.
Oh, no.
We all caught it. It's being recorded. So
This guy could drink a gallon of milk and not throw it.
No.
I've seen it.
No.
Been there. Because I didn't make it. He did.
I would imagine you would.
I've
okay.
known your husband longer than you have.
That's
So, going back to yeah. So Sam's gonna drink it because she's not a coward.
I like that. I like that. Keep
Yeah.
pushing him down.
wherever they were standing to begin with. They had great reception. I liked. That was good.
All of this. We got podcast room. They're taking a break, so sorry, we're not going to include them too much, but they can wave if they so choose. Hi. We're just invading your space.
Oh, that's awesome.
We got our great Comics on Coffee setup right here.
Yo, what's up? Whatever platform this is.
Hi, friends.
Coming at you live.
super cool.
No, we got-
Awesome.
Trevor over there. She's gonna shut the door, hide herself away. Yes, which we just worked really, really hard on inventorying. So we're doing the whole walkthrough of the whole place. Nice look.
I can say that.
So, you want to introduce? Everybody?
Yeah. Here, go ahead. Go ahead, Kristen.
No, I'm saying you want to introduce. I
It's a lot.
want to introduce. All of the camera.
Tony
you
and
go.
Tanya.
All of the camera. You go introduce.
It was in like July or.
Oh, I'm not going to interrupt this conversation. Quit it.
Yeah, you have to.
We're doing a
Introducing.
live feed with Joey.
Oh,
And we're showing everybody what the grand opening's looking like. So we
Awesome.
wanted to introduce you guys and let everybody see what you have here.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
How's it going, everybody?
Hi, friends.
Okay, so I'm Tony. This is Tanya with Comics on Coffee. I roast the coffee beans here locally, and she does the art for our bags. As you can see, they're quite amazing. There's a comic strip on the back of every one. And actually
Oh,
here
that's amazing.
we have this lovely display. We do all the lattes and espressos. And over here we have Nitro on tap. Smoothest coffee I think you will ever taste. And this weekend, actually, it's kind of a cool event for us too because we are launching our cake pods. Cake cut boxes here. Also, the awesome art done by my wife, and available online at comicsandcoffee.com.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome. That's so
So
cool.
we had somebody who wanted to suggest a
Go ahead.
flavor.
Coffee.
Yeah, I think we need the 23 flavor of
Okay.
Dr. Pepper added
We have-
to
Well,
the.
We have our wonderful mature section. We will.
I think that was a no.
No, okay.
Okay, we're moving on.
But all sorts of. That's our comics vault. We walked in there, but now you get to see the outside. It's gorgeous. We've got our magazines over here. We've got. Gosh, there's so many people just trying to walk through to show everything off. It's impossible. I'm not even tall enough to show everybody everything. But we've got all sorts of new things being offered. Can I jump past you right here? We've got an entire wall of comic tags that we are releasing in one place. Before that, we were just doing them individually. We were doing them in waves for all the retailers. So now you can actually see how many we've got. Check out our cool LED lights. We got VHS variants. We got brand new things. Got our ash cans, glow in the dark. Sorry, we do not have our lights off so you can see that, but it's going to be really cool. We can shove you in the graded comics closet if you want those. We've got holofoils. Gorgeous. All of our metal covers in one place. Beautiful. Just everybody can grab everything. A lot of our stuff is hiding. We've had to move stuff around for our grand opening, so it's going to look a little bit different in the future. But should we do the warehouse and everything too? You want to show that?
Yeah, might as well.
All right. Well, I'm going to trip over everything if you don't join me. Come on, you got to show. Help.
Here, I'll hold it for you.
No, I don't like it.
There you go.
No,
I got you.
not okay.
This
Okay.
is choppy as fuck, isn't it?
All right.
Or is that just
Right.
We can make this into
All of our
a non-drinking game because we don't do that on camera. But for every time
That's
something
it.
cuts
I'm gonna
out,
just
we take a
start
drink.
pounding. And whatever
Wait.
comes out of my mouth after having 2 more of these.
So left. Sorry. Busy.
Uh,
We're gonna eventually have a kids table where kids can.
It's a table.
That's where you can change kids.
What's the
That's
take?
cool. So you bring in your kids with
All
the
right,
shitty
guys.
diapers right there. That's where you put them.
Midnight. Oh no. Okay. I'm sorry you had to see that.
I didn't see it.
Hey, yeah, no one wants to see
Okay.
stinky ass diapers from.
This is great.
So we're gonna.
Lovely day.
She's
at
awesome,
Scout
by
where
the way.
things just-
It's just this video sucks.
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
whatever the reception is over there is
They
really
got really
bad.
bad reception at the new HQ, which is kind of stinks, but they're
We-
trying to fix it.
we
Trying to
have-
work on it.
We
Okay,
have horrible
so
internet.
Yeah.
I think we're finding that
My
out.
kids on camera.
Celebrate.
So we need to start a GoFundMe
But what a gorgeous, look at that beautiful thing in the corner
Better
there.
Wi-Fi at HQ.
Yeah, the
I know
first
they have,
thing.
like they're supposed to have a booth there that's done specifically for what you two are doing, which is just like podcasts and interviews.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
watching this, I'm just like, holy shit, they're not going to be able to pull that off if the
Yeah.
Wi-Fi is this bad.
I don't know.
Well,
They
Joey,
need my
this is just a run. This for when we go down there.
yeah, this is a dry run.
You guys out of you're out of Joey, I know you're out of like New Mexico or Arizona.
Usually I can hear Ambrosia just fine, but it's hard.
Yeah, I'm not really hearing
Oh.
much of anything loud in here, and it's so quiet on there. And I have my phone volume turned all the way up. But
Sorry if it's
wait,
a,
there's a chat.
so
What are we?
hi, how's it going? Can you hear us?
Can you?
HQ? It's not working. Have
Can
them
you hear
record a
me?
walkthrough and run it tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, we'll do a thing. So
Okay,
Awesome. Yeah, but this is awesome. We appreciate you guys doing this.
very much so. We're super excited.
so that we can get everything.
Look what's in there.
Super cool.
Okay,
Did you
so
do
today's
burritos?
burrito and Dr. Pepper day. You guys need to celebrate with us. We'll do a whole we'll do a whole run video and post it for you guys later. Yeah, 'cause
Cool.
it's still-
Thank you
Okay.
guys.
Everybody contact James. Tell him to drink a Dr. Pepper.
He
So-
won't do it. He won't do it. And I don't. It's not about making him drink the Dr. Pepper. You
Thank
get
you.
to enjoy the beverage and throw it in. Like stuff it in his face that he's wrong. That's the
Okay.
point.
So I figured out how we are going to do this Dr. Pepper coffee. So since they have like the coffee on comics, people who are like the roasters, they're going to roast the flavor into the beans.
You just got to soak them.
Yep.
Steep 'em.
So,
We're gonna-
all right.
Steep 'em.
This is what I've heard, that you can take root beer, okay, and you can take cola. It has to be 2 parts cola, 1 part root beer. I could have that backwards, but if you mix those together, you get something equivalent to Dr. Pepper. So we need to have the roasters do that,
Okay,
That's
perfect.
interesting. Very interesting.
and then we're gonna call that the Phantom Star Killer.
There you go.
I love it. I love it. See, this is we have good ideas. We have great
It
ideas.
doesn't have to have Dr. It just has to be similar tasting to Dr. Pepper. So yes, I'm down with that. Let's figure it out.
But what is your drink of choice right now, Mr. Joe, for your birthday?
Vodka sodas, they go
There
down.
you go.
Look at you.
So Joe, this how you this is how many times have you turned 26 this year?
What's stupid is like I mean, me and Andre aren't young guys or anything, but I keep acting like I'm 20. So
Or drinking
no,
like you're 20.
it sucks now. My best friend from high school, me and him are like birthday buddies, right? He was born on the 12th, I was born on the 13th, and he's like, I'm gonna get fucked up tomorrow, so I'm wishing you a happy birthday today. I was like, dude, you can just contact me tomorrow. And he goes, no, I suffer from 2-day hangovers now. And I'm like, oh my God, I've been suffering from the same thing. Like we're still partying like we're kids, but we can't deal.
Yeah.
So
Nope.
yeah,
Nope.
tomorrow's off the table. Off the table, people. Don't bother talking. I won't be here.
Okay, well, we are glad that you are able to talk to us today. And Andrea, I'm so sorry, but you cannot drink tonight because we need you sober for tomorrow.
I'll be sober for tomorrow. Don't worry.
Because you are going to be representing
Well, I
us.
learned what Joe was
This
talking
guy,
about. I'm not paying
this
that
guy
price
is
anymore.
super like healthy too. Andrea is like he
Yeah.
runs every day. He takes care of himself. He probably eats well too. Am I right?
I have a terrible sweet tooth, so the truth
Dude.
is that I
Oh,
run
shit,
so
there it
that
is.
I can.
That's your vice. What's your
Same.
Oh yeah,
joy?
terrible. Let me tell you something. If I ever gave up beer, bread, and sweets, I would be 125 pounds.
Andrea, there's a reason why my TikTok name is Comics and Cupcakes. I suffer from a terrible sweet tooth where
Oh yeah.
I will I
feel
will
you.
skip meals just to eat like cookies and cupcakes.
And I'll tell you the worst
So-
part about this is my son bakes. So Roberto bakes, and he made like a flourless Italian chocolate tort last week. Holy shit.
Yep, that's
Really good. But I had to do extra running. So
No, that's I wake up and I run. I used to run halves, but now I just try to do like 3 to 5, and that's I run so I could eat my cupcakes and my sweets.
I run when chased.
I know that's what my
and remember, you don't have to be the fastest. You just don't want to be the slowest. That's a lesson in Florida.
Is a true story. True story.
You don't want to be the slowest.
I'm in New York City with my friend Mark Bertha, and late night, it's really hard to grab like a taxi when you're going from Manhattan to, say, Jersey, which is where we were going. It's really no further than going to the Upper East Side or something like that. But cabs are just an incredible pain in the ass. So we work out a deal with the cabbie, and we're like, we're going to give you $40 to drop us off in Hoboken. He agrees. So we get to Hoboken. The guy, pulls into this like gas station. He goes, all right. Like we're on the border of Hoboken. And he's like, all right, pay me. And so we give him the $40 and he goes, no, 40 each. And I just look at Mark and I'm like, run. And we both bolt out of the cab, right? Now, this isn't that long ago. I was like 35, 36. And we just took two different directions. But he was the weaker, animal. He couldn't run as fast. So the guy chased him down and shook him down for another $40. But yeah, so run when chased.
Got it. Okay, so Joe, you are out of New York. And then
I'm in Portland, Maine.
Oh, Portland, Maine. Okay,
outside of Portland, Maine.
And then, Andrea, you are in Florida, correct?
Yeah, West Palm Beach. It's
nice.
actually, if you look where Fort Myers is, it's almost dead across the state, but on the East Coast.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and then Joey's in Arizona, and then I'm in Colorado.
Nice.
Colorado. Hey, check this out. I'll show you a little bit of New England here. How do I flip the camera? I guess I can't. This is the best time of the year out here. You guys missed it yesterday. It was like the leaves were falling.
Nice.
And it was critical everywhere, but now all the trees are kind of barren from the leaf fall yesterday. Nice. Yeah, this is my neighborhood.
Gorgeous.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Right? You can see like witches on broomsticks and shit.
Right out here, I've got clear skies and sunny 70-degree weather.
But let's talk about how it gets in the summer.
Yeah, you don't want to be comparing. Yeah, we don't talk about the summer. We have 9 months of summer and maybe about 2 months of winter, maybe 2 days of winter.
Yeah. Well, I lived in Los Angeles for 3.5 years, thereabouts, and then I lived in San Diego for a bit. And I liked California a lot, Southern California, but it's a desert. The climate almost never changes until recently, where it's like a ball of fire.
Yep.
But
exactly.
Yeah, out here we are winter about 5 months of the year. The rest of the time you get this beauty out here for about 2 months, and then it's kind of a crap in between being too hot.
That's the exact opposite of when I go. We probably get about 6 months of summer-ish, and then you get a few beautiful maybe about a month or two of beauty, and then it's like coldish. Like literally, like the last couple of years, we maybe had one day where it went below freezing. Like so. Yeah.
What about Ambrosia? Are you up in the mountains or no?
No, I'm in Denver. So we get all 4 seasons. It's like equally, I don't know. We are the most bipolar state in the world. So like we literally had a snow day like one day, and then the next day it was like 80 degrees. So
yeah, my friend Andrea that I went to high school with, she lives Andrea Santoro. She lives in Denver, and she loves it there. She moved there right after college, and she's a geologist. So
awesome! Yeah, no, it's a great state, but yeah, we're super all over the place with weather.
Oh.
Cool.
So
Joe, we're hitting all the corners of the country. Right. Like literally, if you think about it, here we are. Isn't this nice?
Right.
It's so cozy here on the internet.
Hey, Joe, I got a question for you. I know that the last few times you've tried to get out to a couple cons, you've had to, because of the weather, probably you've had to the flight got canceled and stuff. You got anything else in the works that you're going to be showing up at anytime soon?
So Black Caravan, which sort of, we are part of Scout, and we work with Scout as distribution and printing and stuff like that, but we act autonomously in a lot of ways. Because people don't know this, me and Rich Woodall actually own Black Caravan. We are the majority holders in this company. So we tried to do, this year we did Granite State Comic Con in New Hampshire. That was our big Black Caravan show, and they actually did all the badges to reflect Black Caravan this year at that show. So that was pretty cool. But next year we are buying, or we're in the process of securing a couple of booths for HeroCon. We like comic forward shows, not necessarily pop culture conventions. So that's where we're heading to, and I'm going to try and secure some extra creator badges too for our line, for people that are going to have newer books coming out with us and some of our older creators that work with us. So HeroCon is tentatively the show that we'll be doing, and in that particular instance, it's North Carolina. It's about a day and a half drive for me to get down there. So we'll just be securing a van, and me and Rich will be taking that down on our own. Jesus Christ, somebody's like drag racing out there. Anyway.
It sounded like a witch's screech to me.
Okay, I didn't want to say anything. But.
Andrea, where are you going to be at next?
The next one is actually going to be New Orleans. They got the Wizard World got bought up by Fan Expo, and I like to go to New Orleans. New Orleans, from a sales point of view, is kind of mediocre. I go to New Orleans because it's friggin' New Orleans. It's like, why wouldn't you? It's the food is stupid good. The music is outstanding.
You gotta get Giacomo's, dude. Have you been there?
I have not. But
okay.
I'd be open to try.
I'm share with you one of the greatest restaurants in the entire city. It's next to the Maple Leaf. Great bar, great restaurant.
Excellent.
Joey and I were talking to J.M. Brandt, the author of Swamp Dogs, and we decided that we are going to take a road trip to New Orleans, because that's where Swamp Dogs was placed, just for the food. So we'll meet you down there, Andrea.
Oh, it's totally worth it. It's the first weekend after the 1st of January. So I think it's like the 8th, 9th, 7th, 8th, 9th, something like that, or 8th, 9th, 10th, whatever that is, that first complete weekend in January. But it's so worth it. And like what Berto and I do is there's the convention centers on the river, and we get an Airbnb that's like a mile away from there. So walking distance, and right along the river is a hot spot for microbreweries. So the convenience is that you are in walking distance of like 3 or 4 microbreweries, which are all conveniently available to drink. And you don't have to worry about driving. You can walk back to the Airbnb. So that's awesome. It is a great experience. I totally love New Orleans. Absolutely love it.
Wow,
then that's January.
I can tell you it's an awesome town. I had to move away because I was going to die. So.
that's usually a good idea.
There's different ways you can do it too in New Orleans. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I was doing so many damn drugs and drinking like ridiculously that my days were numbered. It's a very transient town too. Not a lot of locals actually live and stay there. It's mostly transplants from everywhere else. It's so fucking lawless. It's awesome. I love that town.
That's hilarious.
Joe is repeatedly incriminating himself left, right, and center here.
I think with that we should probably close it off.
We'll come back later and bleep that out. We'll be like, yes.
Yeah, right.
The other show that I've got coming up, actually I'm really excited about, is Pensacon. Pensacon is Pensacola, which is, the Naval Air Station is there and everything. Very cool town. And one of the things I like about Pensacon is it's kind of like a small version of Dragon Con, which is out of Atlanta. And I love Dragon Con because it's like the city kind of like welcomes the convention. And it's like there are lots of things that are involved. They do a full-on parade and everything. And Pensacon is very much like that. They actually changed the name of the airport to like an intergalactic spaceport. They do different things with restaurants and breweries around town when the convention's there, and they've already the people at Pensacon have already gifted us with a big booth space. So we'll be representing Black Caravan Scout. In fact, Joe, if you want to come down for Pensacon, let me know. We'll get you hooked up there.
Because flying for me has always been like a lucky rabbit's foot. I mean,
You're not kidding.
No,
That's not even a joke.
A bit about me is I've lived all over the country, and I think it's partially because I can't fly anywhere. Like I hate flying. It's a burden.
Yeah, and it's gotten worse. It's actually gotten worse, in my opinion.
It just seems like it gets worse and worse all the time, right? I do a lot of shows in New England. There's Wicked Boston coming up. I should be doing that. A guy that art reps me. He's hosting that, and then Little Giant, another comic forward show. I'm supposed to be a guest at that as well. So, and then Rich, my partner, he's always a big player at Baltimore Comic Con every year.
Nice.
So you can always find him there. But yeah, no, this year should be awesome for the East Coast. So if you really like Black Caravan, you want to catch Andreas Shepard. By the way, he is an editor on several of our books. So if you want to meet with him, go down to Pensacon. And if you want to meet with me and Rich, head to the Northeast where the weather sucks. But like that's where we are. Not going anywhere. So.
Awesome.
We need to get you guys out this way sometime soon because that would be really
I'm
awesome.
thinking. So I'm supposed to be at San Diego this year. I don't like to announce it because it's been canceled twice, but I am supposed. They keep telling me my booth transfers over. Yeah. So I should be there this year, and all I'm selling is mystery boxes and original art. So
nice. Yeah,
nice.
Definitely. That's awesome.
Nice,
I know San Diego has always been a dream. San Diego Comic Con has always been a dream for me. So
there, like we'll do like this conglomerate thing. We all meet up. I think I'm allowed so many passes too. So I know Charlie is going to be there as well. Charlie Stickney.
Cool.
And then J.M. Brandt, one of our creators from Black Caravan. I'm sure he's going. That guy, he knows how to hustle, and I'm sure he's going to find his way into San Diego as well.
Yeah, awesome. Definitely. And I think Ambrosia and I might be trying to take a little page out of JM's book there because we definitely need to get us into there. And if you guys are all going to show, we definitely need to cover that con.
Do press, right?
Yes,
you guys
we do.
Can get pro press passes
now that we are part of Scout and officially, yes, we can get pro press passes.
Sweet.
I
can also do that with my
the Scout guys. I don't need it for Black Caravan. Like I said, we're choosing one show a year, and we've already picked that show. But I am gonna try and press Scout to invest in a possible booth this year at either C2E2, San Diego, or New York again, which they already have that booth secured. But you guys should come out to one of those. New York is just as excellent of a show as San Diego.
That's what I've heard.
I recently so with the because I don't know if you go, Andrea knows I own a podcast network, and with the podcast network we are also professional press as well. So with that we can do we can get press passes there as well. We plan on trying to get a bunch of our geeky shows to do that as well. But yes, we're definitely planning on doing that. Me and Ambrosia are going to do that hopefully with Scout, we're going to be applying to a ton of them for the next year or so. But the thing is, it's really hard right now because I've tried to do it already, where because everybody's still kind of up in the air. Some of the cons are slowly starting to come back, but because they're slowly starting to come back, it's really hard to get press into there because they're kind of doing the same things with with what they do with the creators where they're rolling everything over. So right now, if you are trying to get into a con, you are at least if you haven't already done it before the pandemic, it's really difficult for you to do it right now because they are keep rolling everybody else over, and they've been filled up.
Like your Floridas and stuff like that, where they never shut anything down in Texas. Unfortunately, that's where I'd start because they never gave a shit to begin with. So
that's another podcast. Definitely.
In all honesty, that some of those shows are fantastic, like Dallas Comic-Con, MegaCon, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are shows that you'd want to be at anyway.
Perfect.
Awesome. All right, guys, I think we should wrap it up right here because we were about an hour and a half in, and we thank you guys for hanging out with us here live. I'm glad that we were able to get at least a little bit of a background,
a little chaotic
version of a walkthrough. But at least we got to see a little bit of
why
it.
Don't you just wait? Me and Andrea, we've constructed a beer bong. We're gonna do that right now. What do you think, Andrea? You can do one of your fancy IPAs, right?
Yeah, I bought an IPA. I like Cigar City. I don't know if you ever tried it before. Cigar City is a brewery out of the Tampa area, and it's really good.
My beer of choice is the crappiest beer you can think of. It's Coors Light, and
hey, that's made in Colorado.
Yes,
that's right.
Sorry.
Yeah, you could come up.
Whole separate conversation about this. I want to know more about the Coors abduction. Do you remember this or heard about this? One of the founders of Coors was.
I think I did hear about this.
Yes, he was taken hostage and murdered.
What?
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Okay,
all right, go down the rabbit hole.
Yes, I will. I do. This is what I do.
I think there's a documentary about it. I think that's how me and my wife heard about it.
Okay, but listen, Joey, the last time we talked about aliens on the show, about something that your wife knew, we got some bad vibes.
No, yep.
I want to go because Coors does this these really cool brewery walkthroughs and everything at their HQ. So I'm gonna go there and I'm be like, okay, so where is he buried at?
Well, no,
I need to know.
Abducted on his way to the brewery.
Oh my gosh!
By a pack of thugs, and then they held him hostage, and they wanted a couple $1 million, and then he wound up. They killed him.
Okay, this is what I'm doing today for the rest of the day. I'm invested. This is it.
Now she's
awesome beer. I am not besmirching her founders.
All right. I think
silver bullets.
I think with that we should probably just leave it at that, and everybody go dig down the rabbit hole and find that really awesome story. Yeah, it's.
I am. I'm so excited.
Andrea,
sorry, that was really rude.
That picture in the bathroom tomorrow.
Yes.
Well, I need to have you guys send me the picture, and then we'll see.
I'm gonna send it to you right now. I'm gonna send it to you. Print it out. Put it up in the bathroom. All right.
Okay.
Awesome, Joe. Where can everybody find you on social media?
Oh, right. JosephSmolke.com. If you don't know how to spell that, it's JosephSchmalke@.com. That's it. That's the whole thing.
Awesome. Andrea, where can everybody find you?
TheShepherdComic.com. Of course, you find that's the same thing for the website, Facebook, Instagram. And then Scout, Black Caravan. I work with Scoot as well. I'm proud to say I work with all of them. So
awesome, cool,
good people.
Fantastic.
Salvatore and Marco, by the way, and Alberto from Spain. So these are guys in the chat are some of our artists and writers, creators.
Yeah, and Salvatore's got a book coming out here very soon called Distorted.
And
you
it's
guys got to
very
grab
good.
it. It's gorgeous.
I just proofread issue 5 of 5 today and sent it to him, so he better check his email.
Yeah.
and
I'm probably going to
that
be doing
thing-
a little video on that one, so very soon.
Cool.
So
And
things
then
don't
Joey.
always be
Oh,
Black Caravan, but I heard that the recount is a really big deal for various reasons right now. So people might want to pay attention to that. There you go.
Great.
All right.
And
Sorry,
Bridget, what
Amber.
were you gonna say?
I was just saying that people can find Joey and I behind the scenes of Scout Comics media pages, and
Awesome. And then you can find us all find both me and Ambrosia doing Scout Comic stuff all over the place. Just do a tippy tap and find Scout Comics. And awesome. We thank you guys for watching, and we love you guys as much as you love us. We'll see you guys. Bye.